patient and you'll get there to your destination. And those of you who are already at work can tell us where the traffic is, so we can give a live report to everybody around the city of Leicester, along Narborough Road and other areas nearby. Where the main traffic is always on the main roads. In this area we have Evington Road, East Park Road, London Road, and areas very close by. We get a lot of traffic issues here. So brothers and sisters, let us know of any trouble spots, and we shall look at them and advise everybody of them and deal with them. So also now do start connecting with us. Yesterday we had an absolute wonderful initiative which we started here, is to say that if you have a good initiative, come into the studio, sit on the chair on the right or on that chair on the left and talk to us and tell us about your good initiatives that you have for community development, because we like to hear from you. We want to know what best initiatives that you can put forward in the community, and talk to us and tell us about them. So we had a wonderful visit here by Brother Rizwan. He came along and he was talking to us about all you youngsters out there who want to pursue a career in the IT sector. And we had one wonderful response from one particular person. They were asked me afterwards, after the show, was that I want to pursue a career in gaming. And of course that's very, very interesting, because there are a lot of gamers out there. You must have a gamer in your family, infatuated all day long, addicted to playing games on those laptops or the PCs or even on their smartphones. But of course there's more to it than that. There are some individuals who are actually designing these games. So later on in the program we're going to have a little discussion on career paths of our youngsters, right? So we need you to be interactively involved, and even to tell us, well, what do you understand of the word STEM, STEM, and who's going to be clever today and tell me what that means. Of course, if you tell me what that means, my producer will have a little goodie bag for you. Zabanisa, assalamu alaikum. This morning you're listening in, supposed to be working, aren't you? Of course, if you're listening to my particular show, the ZED Breakfast Show, you are allowed a concession. All of you listening out there on this particular show, you're all granted a concession to listen in. Of course, make sure you're working at the same time, or at least be looking busy that you're working and you're listening in at the same time. So Jazakallah khair for that. It always cheers you up, doesn't it? Of course it does. So this is very important. So STEM, STEM, see what you understand of what that means, and we shall look into it. So somebody has sent me a little bit of a poem this morning, which I'm going to read out to you. It's on my phone right now. Here we have it. A mother sacrifices her night so her children can have a good day tomorrow. Such is unconditional true love. That's very interesting. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? If you do, then put your right hand up. If you're a mother out there, then just simply nod, and if you're one of them. So I'm going to read it again to you. Well, in fact, better still, why don't you call in and read that out to me? A mother sacrifices a night so her children can have a good day tomorrow. Unconditional true love. That is unconditional true love. So somebody's already replied back saying that science, technology, English, maths. No, that is not the right answer, right? But I do. Good try. But you know what? You got to do this without going to Uncle Google. Don't do that. You got to try and work it out. But it's a good, not bad. We can use that as well. English and maths, of course. So we're going to now, my producer, he puts the message on the screen that we must get local news and national news sorted out. Well, we'll start with national or local. If you want me to start with national news, then let me know. Maghrub, assalamu alaikum this morning. Good to know that you are listening in. Jazakallah khair. So what about this? Women with invisible disability abused for using toilet. Now, What kind of news is that on a Friday morning on Jummah, the day of Ramadan today? I'm not even going to talk about that particular hot news that was put up there by our computer. So we'll skip that one, and we'll go on to the national news, which is right now, the national news is that you yourself could be putting an application in to be the next leader of the Conservative Party. That is the situation. Already Boris Johnson has put his hat in the ring, as they say. And if you want to do likewise, then you can do so. But there are many regulations. Of course, the chances are that your application will be put to one side. But no harm in trying. You can have a go. So there's a lot of cross-party talks going on. Brexit's set to close. So this is the fourth attempt. And for those of you who probably don't have a clue what's going on, so you can call in and ask me, and I'll do my best to answer your questions, the best to my ability, of course. And that's what's happening out there. There is a hunt now for the new PM, because after this Brexit scenario is sorted out, there will be a next round of who is going to be the next party leader for the Conservatives. So if you want to call in and discuss that with me, then please do so. Of course, your opinion counts, because end of the day, you can express your opinion. We are in the land of freedom here. Jazakallah khair for reminding me. Of course we are. So if you do call in, then make sure that you are fully up to speed with everything that's going on. The Conservatives and Labour have been talking for the last 6 weeks without reaching an agreement. Of course, in the next 4 or 5 days, they will eventually, on the fourth attempt, like at school, when you toss a coin and you lose and you say, can I do best of 3? And then you lose that one as well. And then you says, can I do best of 5? And you carry on till eventually you win. And you don't stop, right? So this is what's going on here with the Brexit scenario. You do best of 1, and then 2, and then 3, and now it's almost best of 5. That's what's happening. So we have another good story here. Keyhole surgery repairs baby spine in womb. That is incredible story, isn't it? Incredible story. So yesterday we were talking about young Harun, who was at 5 months having a second operation, and here you have another story here. Keyhole surgery repairs baby spine in the womb. So this is incredible one. If you can bring that up, please. My producer is going to do that, and I'm going to read up on that. It is quite interesting. In the UK, doctors have used keyhole surgery to repair the spine of a baby with spina bifida while it was still in the womb. That is absolutely incredible. Now, in many countries, you'll go to the third world country, a baby with that kind of a condition, even if it was a month old, or this particular baby is in the womb, and they do this unbelievable operations in this country, that in another country, in a third world country, your baby would be gone. You would just take it home and say, Allah bless you for this baby. But you pray, and that's all you will do. But this is so amazing that here they have the facilities, they have the skill sets, and they have the commitment and passion here, that in the third world countries, they just simply, they have the ability, but they don't have the equipment, they don't have the infrastructure, and they don't have all the what we have here. So we must appreciate all that we have, and every day we wake up, we say that. So here we say, let's, another message has come in. Let's make lots of dua that Boris Johnson doesn't become the next PM. Okay, and he spelled dua in a very unusual manner. So D-U-A, and he spelled it in a different way. But still, well, that's a difficult one, that now. How Boris Johnson, first of all, some of them don't even know who's Boris Johnson. Well, I'll give you a clue that he looks very, very similar to another president of the world that we have, who looks similar to Boris Johnson. He's about the same height, so there's some clues for you, so you can do a little bit of research. And he's got hair. a little bit lighter than mine. Mine is a duck. His hair is much lighter than mine. So those of you who don't know Boris Johnson, he's one of the contenders. This morning I was watching the news and I saw him on there that he was jumping into a taxi, either saying no or yes. They asked him the question, "Are you going to run for Prime Minister?" And he had that one of those no comment looks on his face, like he doesn't want to say yes, he doesn't want to say no. And this is the situation. This is what I'm reporting to you. That currently that is the situation with Boris Johnson. What about this wonderful story? The doctor who invented 18 medical devices. 18 medical devices. Anyone know this doctor? Incredible story. Let's tell you about this doctor. Well, he looks a little bit like me. That's the first thing I can tell you. But unfortunately, he wasn't me. And his name is Dr. Jagdish Chaturvedi. Now, there you are. That gives you a clue where that name is from, right? And he's not your typical healthcare professional. He's an entrepreneur also. Since 2010, in Bangalore based, Dr. Chaturvedi has co invented 18 medical devices to help address inefficiencies he spotted in the Indian healthcare system. Inefficiencies, if you had to start listing inefficiencies in your area that you live in every part of your infrastructure, your bin collection, your litter, your council, you know, is there a monitor out there who does that? Do we have any monitors who absolutely hold of the council to account? Well, why not we ask this question to Sir Peter Soulsby when he comes to the radio, that who holds who to account for everything, so that the people in our city are well informed and they feel the ownership that yes, things are happening and people are held to account. So, of course, this is a good story. So, the doctor is part of a growing band of professionals who are using their frustrations at work to come up with money making ideas to solve their problems. So, somewhere along the line, money just creeps in, doesn't it? He came up with his first idea before he even qualified in 2008 when he was still training to be a doctor. Now, a qualified ENT, ear, nose, and throat specialist. He remembers the rudimentary conditions in rural India where he learnt his craft. Of course, now that is a story way far, far away in India, but in the UK, we have also issues across the board, health sector, in every other area. So it's good to have accountability across the board. Now, this day, we're going to talk about also the shows that are going to be on the agenda all day today. We have Sister Rahima. She's going to have a community dialogue with one of the members in the community, and that is also an interesting show. No doubt you'll be tuning in at 11:30 to 12:30 today, Sister Rahima. I'm sure that she's still asleep, because all the people who do these shows, they just sleep right up until Zohar. They don't wake up. And when they wake up, then they start getting ready. And of course, Maulana Khalil will be here today at 2 p.m., the ever-loving, committed doctor. He's a doctor. We call him a doctor, because he's like a doctor, Maulana Khalil is. We call him Dr. Saab because he is a doctor of spirituality. He absolutely charges your battery up. So Maulana is also asleep, so I can sort of kind of get away to say what I'd like to say because he's not listening right now. And of course, he has a huge fan base. Huge. Last time I checked, he had about 45,728 people following him, right? All over. I don't know where they follow him to, though. Right? I don't have a clue, right? Because he's all over the place. He's traveling in many wonderful countries, doing a lot of good dawah and everything. And then at the 3 and 4 p.m., as usual, we have the children's hour with Sister Fatima and Sister Salma. That's what today, just a reminder for you all. And then we have the Leading Ladies program also today at 5 p.m. And not to forget the Riaz and the wife although he should be reading the wife and Ria's program in the morning. Of course, in the morning you can say all these things because all these guys are sleeping. But if he was awake right now, he'd be calling in straight away to say that no, no, it must be Ria's and wife. When I'm saying no, no, I'm telling you guys, it is wife and Ria's show. So I've got to speak to my producer to change that round a bit so everybody is fully aware. We know, although he doesn't know, he does not want to admit it, that it's the wife and Riaz show. But he keeps changing it, saying, no, no, it's the Riaz and the wife show. So we've cleared all that up. Everybody's happy. My producer is happy. Yes, he's nodding that the husband and wife show today at 6 p.m. And then at 8 p.m., we have Sheikh Arif Ola. So, and after Tarawih for the late night show. Now, are there any late night players here? Anybody? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brothers and sisters. We are back here on the ZED Breakfast Show this morning. You're listening to Ramadan Special on EAVA 102.5 FM. So I hope that you did not go away too far away from the morning break that we've just had this morning. So we had a call just now, and we were busy with that while during the break. Of course, we had a good message come in to us after the break, and I'm going to read this message to you. I really, really like those short messages. They are very, very powerful. So a small person knows what to say. A wise person knows whether to say it or not. Very, very good message. Thank you, Jazakallah khair, for that. That was every morning we invite all of you to send a good message, good nasiyah, a good dua, and that brother has done that very well. So Jazakallah khair for that. It's a good message. It can be a poem, it can be a dua, but if you like to keep it like so we can all benefit from listening and reading these messages. A smart person knows what to say, a wise person knows whether to say it or not. So means that sometimes it's better not to say the words that you are thinking to say because they can bring more harm than good to the other person. So it's very important that we should absolutely be mindful during this month of Ramadan what we say. And sometimes we get engaged in long discussions which come to absolute nothing whatsoever, right? So our morning guests, we always invited guests to walk in through the door and come and engage with us, talk to us about what good they're doing in the community and some of the mad initiatives that they have in the community. It's always everybody's welcome here in the mornings. Of course, that is if they wake up in the morning during Ramadan, because a lot of them just like to sleep. They spend all their time after Sari or even after Taraweeh chin wagging here, there, and everywhere, and then they can't wake up in the mornings and they like to have a lie in till 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Of course, it's not good to me because the breakfast show is finished at 11 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. on most days. So today we have a brother who's joined us here today. Jazakallah khair for coming. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Me? How are you?
I'm fine. How are you this morning?
Alhamdulillah, a bit sleepy, as you said.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we can do to wake you up, liven you up. Get that.
I'm awake.
First thing we'll do is we'll ask you take your coat off and just relax, like you are sat in your lounge at home and chill, relax.
There we go.
Absolutely relax. Look, my producer, see how relaxed he is. He's smiling. He's happy. Already, I see a difference now in you.
Yeah.
You are livened up already.
Alhamdulillah.
So, and what's your good name, brother?
Muhammad.
Muhammad. That is a very popular name indeed.
Very popular name.
You have to say the full name, because if I tell people Muhammad is here, straight away 100 names come into their WhatsApp database. That they say, well, which Muhammad is it? Is it the Muhammad that I know? Is it Muhammad Isa? No, it's Muhammad Joseph. Is it Muhammad Arif? And
So the full name is Muhammad Abdul Wahid Suleiman, but most people know me as Momo because I've been known as that since I was young.
That's your code name, is
That's
it?
my code name. So everybody knows me as Momo from Human Appeal.
AKA Muhammad, AKA Momo from Human Appeal. Now we are moving forward. Human Appeal, one of the wonderful charities in the United Kingdom, doing a lot of good work throughout the country. And Muhammad, how long have you been with Human Appeal?
So I've been a volunteer since 2014. So I used to volunteer down in Mr. Burger at the stalls and the Ramzan festival and so on. And it's quite funny because every couple of years my journey with Human Appeal tends to change. So 2014 I was a volunteer. 2016 I actually became a Ramadan assistant. And then at the start of this year they offered me a full-time role. So alhamdulillah, I'm the new East Midlands fundraiser. So I take care of Leicester, Peterborough, Derby, all the outlying areas as well. So alhamdulillah, it's been there since about...
It's indeed a huge challenge, isn't it?
It's a very big challenge.
Yeah, for you. And when you started, a lot of youngsters out there for their CV, for their development, for their what we call CPD, continuous professional development. It's very, very good, advisable for all parents listening out there, that introduce your children to the world of charity.
It's massive because I've worked for large corporate companies, and a lot of the time it sets you apart. Especially when I was applying to university and applying for jobs and so on, it makes a massive difference because it shows that you're willing to do things outside of work and so on. So it is very good to volunteer outside of your school life and so on, and it's fun. Let's be honest, it's quite a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of new people and so on.
Well, here's Farah Ferrero. She's come back with the right answer. Now, when you have a name like Ferrero and you're fasting and it's Ramadan and it's Juma and Ferrero, you're thinking about those those chockies, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely.
So Ferrero, and then you also start thinking about Ferrari, right?
Yep.
Because the name Ferrero is very close to the name
Yep,
Ferrari, right? And this is what Farah has cheered us up, hasn't she? With her name only, right? So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Very, very good answer. Very good answer. Of course, this is in relation to a topic we were discussing earlier, which we're going to also discuss with you, Mohammed, because you will have good input to this. Is about career paths for us all to be choosing. So here, Ismail Sakrani, when are you coming to the studio, Ismail? Please do connect with us because we've been looking for you, and due to GDPR rules and regulations, we don't have ability to contact you because we do have your number or someone has your number, and if we call you, you might turn around and say to us, where did you get my number from? Who gave you my number? Why are you calling me? My number is private. We have these kind of problems, so we live in fear nowadays. We are afraid to call anybody. Right, from the radio, right? Because we might be in trouble. Our producer will be in trouble. And when I ask him to call somebody, he turns around and says to me, GDPR, GDPR, GDPR. And sometimes I don't know which language he's talking to me in because he's telling me that message, and in sort of different pronunciation. Like, I think, is he talking Akni? Is he talking Maiman? And what language is he talking here? Gujarati, Hindi, and so on. So Ismail is saying, Salam Zed, are you planning to vote in the European elections? Well, considering that we may not even be in Europe after October, then whether we vote for that election or not, I'm not even sure if it'll be relevant, but I will check and decide whether I'm going to vote in that. Yeah, I think everybody should vote in every election.
That's most
right,
definitely
regardless,
true.
as a rule. Why should we not vote,
You have a chance for your voice to be heard, so why not take it?
Of course, so we have a resounding, unanimous decision here. There's only, I'm not going to tell you the number that there is in the studio because I don't want to scare you all, but everyone agrees that we should vote in every election. So brothers and sisters, if you are asked to vote, then please take part. You can't fix a problem from outside, you can fix it from inside, and it's good for your credit score as well. Yeah, credit score. Yeah, you get good brownie points.
Definitely.
If you vote, if you're out of the system, then you can't always be inside the fence and make a difference. You can't be outside of the fence and make a lot of noise because you're going to turn into a human being who moans and complains. This ain't right, that should be like this, we should do this, blah, blah, blah. You be a professional moaner. And then your habit will convert into an addiction. That's what's going to happen to you. So if you keep moaning and complaining all the time, you're going to develop in your body a very, very, very bad habit, which will then turn into an addiction. And then it's going to be too late to call me to try to fix you and help you and then guide you. That's what's going to happen, right? So I hope that I've explained that very clearly to all those people out there who are listening in. And Naeem Omaji, I like your AKA name better, but Naeem Omaji is beautiful as well. And of course, whenever an Omaji contacts us at the radio, immediately we start thinking about the 947 Omajis that are living in Leicester in this area.
This area alone?
Of course, and you, because you are in the charity sector with Human Appeal, you know every surname in the area, don't you?
Yeah,
right?
I know every
you
surname in the area.
you have all the data
I've got all the data. Yeah.
Of course, and you're not going to share it with anybody due to GDPR rules. Yeah.
No, definitely.
So that's right. Yeah. So this is how it goes. The data is what we were talking about yesterday. The driver for tomorrow's world is all to do with
Data.
data.
Yeah.
The information that we have and what we do with that information and how we analyze it, how we put it into a warehouse, and then we take that information out and do something with it. It's called the fingertip lifestyle.
Everything's just there.
You just press and your food is delivered to your door. And whether it comes with Just Eat or Deliveroo or Uber Eats or
whoever
it may be is delivering the food to you, it gets delivered there.
Just at the tap of a finger.
Of course, now a lot of you will be using that facility there. Charmeen, good morning. Jazakallah khair for joining in. The listeners are waking up. They're inspiring me now. My battery is getting charged. My performance levels are going up. That's what happens, when all of people start engaging. They put their messages up there. Some of those messages take them a long time to write, all 10 words of it. They're thinking about it, and then they finally write them on their computer, and they send the message to me, and then I have to dramatize the message. I have to take that message, put a production to it, and direct it and relay it all to you. This is the life of a presenter on the radio, right? So Margoob is saying that if you read that message, Mohammed.
I say if somebody doesn't like any party, then he or she should make his or own party and ask for votes.
Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you now. If it's a party and there's about 10 dishes going to be at that party, then me and my producer are in.
I'm there.
Mohammed is in.
I'm there.
You just invite us and we will attend that party, wherever that party is. So that's what we say. Margoob, that, Musawi, that this is what we think. If you're going to have a party, so I want you all to start sharing and liking and engaging and making this the most interactive breakfast show on Ramadan special EAVA FM on 102.5 FM. Muhammad,
yes.
Go for it. Say that jingle.
Where's the jingle?
There it says Ramadan special.
So, the breakfast show on the Ramadan special on 102.5 EAVA FM. How does that do?
Well, I'm going to tell you how that does. Downstairs in the shop, we have dates. We have different varieties of dates. We have cakes and biscuits we have also. Now, that particular jingle, the way you said it, that will qualify for one of the smallest biscuits we got downstairs in the studio. So on your way out, you come in empty-handed and you leave here with a pack of biscuits.
A very small pack though after that.
Small pack, yeah. Now this is my producer. When he gives me the hand signals, then from that I'm able to tell you which particular gift you're going to get, whether it's going to be the small biscuit, the medium size, or if you've said it well, he promotes you to having a cake.
So he's the one I have to please.
Well, you have to please him by getting this jingle absolutely right. So because I'm beginning to build a connection with you, Mohammed, I want you to say that jingle again. And if you say it good this time, you're going to get promoted from a biscuit to an almond cake slice.
Almond cake slice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you say it really well, you're going to walk out of this door with some ajwa dates.
Oh, now we're talking.
Ajwa.
Now we're talking.
Ajwa is the mother of dates. You know that?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah. The Prophet ﷺ, that was his favorite date.
Yeah. So 7 a day sunnah, isn't it?
7 a day sunnah, right? So we have a pack downstairs that has 14. So you have one for today and one for tomorrow. So not today because now you're fasting, but in the morning tomorrow. So let's have a go again.
So you are listening to The Breakfast Show on Ramadan Special on EAVA 102.5 FM.
You're getting better, Mohammed.
Getting better?
You are getting better. You are going to be here on Saturday. Human Appeal. Mohammed is working with Human Appeal, working very hard as their fundraiser for the East Midlands region. He's going to be here on Saturday with his... Sunday. Thanks for the correction. This is the wonderful thing about community radio. You make one mistake and you get 3 corrections immediately. Of course, that is wonderful. So we're going to be on a Sunday. We're going to be blessed with Human Appeal. They're going to come here and they're going to do their fundraising. So all of you
Yes.
listening out there, it's good to have interaction with all the charities, but Human Appeal especially have been doing a lot of wonderful work. And Muhammad, if you can briefly tell all the listeners out there some of the good work that you're doing.
So, Alhamdulillah, Human Appeal, for a charity that's been specifically focusing on aid in previous years, we're now, Alhamdulillah, looking to move into more sustainable projects while still doing the aid work. So, whatever it is, we do food packs, emergency food packs for those in Syria, in Yemen, in all these war-stricken areas, in Rohingya and so on. We sponsor orphans all around the world. We do wheelchairs in Africa, but those are more of our aid projects. We do have very sustainable projects, like we have the Al Iman Hospital in Iraq. So this hospital is absolutely amazing. I'd love to go there myself, but obviously with the way the safety and so on is, it's not very good to go out there at the minute. But the hospital helps, all the refugees from war-stricken areas around there in Mosul and so on to come into the hospital. Children, mothers, sisters. They have amazing women's facilities, children's facilities, and so on. So that's one of our main projects that we're focusing on right now. Another project is we have a school in Turkey. So looking to sponsor over 22,000 students in Turkey. These students are orphans from Syria, usually orphans from Syria or refugees from Syria. So they come into the school. You can pay a minimal amount to put a kid through school for 2 years, and that's Sadqa Jari, and that's a sustainable project that Human Appeal work on. So we do have a lot of projects going on. We're trying to focus more on the sustainable now as well as doing the aid. So Alhamdulillah, it's going well. We have loads of water projects around the world. In Africa, in Pakistan, in all these places, we call them wash projects. So we try and build water wells, or if somewhere we can't build a water well, we'll go down and we'll provide water, clean water for all the families there. So Alhamdulillah, Human Appeal does a lot around the world. We work in over 25 countries, so it's pretty good, Alhamdulillah.
Of course, mashallah, in Leicester, we have a lot of wonderful people doing a lot of wonderful work.
Yeah.
And we seem to be sort of, I would love to see more and more young people involved and taking initiative and then all working together as well.
Yeah.
And we have so many, I could start naming these charities and it'd be endless, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I would
you'd
say
be here
top
for a
of my
while.
head, 20 come into my head right
Yep.
now. And there may even be more than 20. But when you go and check on the Google register, there are many, many charities
There's
here.
loads of charities.
Yeah. And in the world of charity, you can never give enough, can you?
Never.
Now I'm going to put a little test to everybody out there. There was one statement said that in this world, the good that we do for our fellow human beings, empowering them, assisting them in many, many ways, is the rent that we pay
Yeah.
for our akhirah. Yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Is that a good statement?
Yeah, that's a good statement.
So in service to others, brothers and sisters, all over the world, wherever you are listening, the rule is the same. In service to others is the rent that we pay for our hereafter, right? So this is a statement that was made by one famous person, and I wonder if anyone knows who said that. So let's put you all to a test to see if you know who actually said that, when we are in service to others is the rent that we pay for our akhirah. So brothers and sisters, if you have a clue who said that, and don't be sending me a message saying that Zed said that on the breakfast show, because you will be disqualified. You won't get a biscuit, you won't get a cake, and you're certainly not going to get an ajwa date. So here, we have an answer already. Muhammad, can you read that?
So M. Khan says, Muhammad Ali said that service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth.
I'll tell you what, M. Kwan, you got the ajwa date.
Great answers.
He's got the Ajwa dates. Now, where am I going to find him now? M. Kwan, you better tell me where you are because you've just taken those Ajwa dates. Here, you better pop down to the studio. He's going to get the 14 Ajwa dates. This is what I like to see. So 207 Evington Road in Leicester. Now, what if he replies back to say that I am all the way in Mongolia? Then I'm in trouble. Right? So let's say, I'll tell you what we do. If he can tell us exactly where he is, right, that would be a great help for us.
I think he's just answered Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. No, we got a problem here because Abu Dhabi, this is the place of dates. To give somebody 14 Ajwa dates who's in Abu Dhabi, right? He's going to laugh at us because he says, I got dates. I'm surrounded by dates everywhere. So, M. Kwan, at least we know. Hold them until August or give them to my dad, Hakim Salim Khan. Whoa!
There we go.
There
Solution.
you go. These
He's quick,
dates.
isn't he?
Now we are talking. So what we're going to do is we're going to get them delivered to Hakim Salim Khan because Salim Khan is one of our most beloved persons in the community. He came here on the radio and he's telling us a lot of goodness here about the foods that we should eat and we should not eat during the month of Ramadan.
Yeah.
And we're going to get them delivered to him. So that's not a bad initiative, is it?
Not a bad initiative at all.
Yeah. So you think we're on the same page as M. Kwan because maybe me and him was reading the same book?
Possibly. He was
Yeah.
quite quick with the comment as well, wasn't he?
He was very quick. He got me there, I must say.
He was sharp.
He absolutely got me there because I came this morning and I said, I'm going to absolutely hammer this one. Nobody's going to get this one. I got this. But he absolutely, put me to a test there today. He absolutely thrashed me there. I'd rather you send me some halal Greg's pastry or some wing shack. Right. So where am I going to go get the wing shack for him?
That's not the worry. The worry is it's going to be cold by the time he gets them.
To Abu Dhabi.
To Abu Dhabi.
Now, this is a wonderful thing about the radio, Ramadan, that we are connecting with people all over the world, and this is a wonderful thing. So some of the people who used to live in Leicester or were in England who are now working abroad, doing wonderful job out there and also gaining a lot of experience out there, are connecting with us on the radio. And it's great to have, M. Kwan, now if you can go on the... my producer is checking right now, and we're going to give you a little brief on M. Kwan. So he'll check that up. So we have a good following here.
Mashallah, good following.
M. Kwan is a famous YouTuber, right?
I'm not aware. I'm not very into the YouTube sphere and so on.
Well, by the time you leave this radio, you're going to be into many spheres.
Many spheres, inshallah.
Right.
I might even subscribe to him. Let's see how it goes.
There you go. Right. Of course. Why not? Now, going back to discussing the charity, and we're going to talk about your involvement in this. How many young people do you have in your team?
So our team is mainly filled up of young people here in Leicester. So a lot of our volunteers range from the ages of 18 to about 25. And even with my colleagues around the country, so my brother Abid, who works here with me, is just a year older than I'm 25. He's just a couple of years older than me. We have Zafar, who's 21. We have a lot of new starters in the actually full-time roles who are around between 23 and 25 years old. So that's not just in Leicester, that's all over the country. But about Leicester specifically, like, alhamdulillah, we have a Ramadan Bazaar today, starting today, running the next 3 days. And all of our volunteers there are under the age of 25. And they're all given their time. They could be doing other things. When you think of younger lot, we're on social media and so on. So alhamdulillah, our group is mainly filled up of younger people.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Now, brothers and sisters, we have very few seconds left now, 33 seconds, but we're going to come back to you after the break. And I hope that Muhammad will remain here to join me and continue to talk about the good work that Human Appeal are doing. And they will continue to do so with all your help, with your all your families. There's no age limit here at all.
None
So
at all.
we shall be back very, very, very shortly. Don't go away and don't go for a cup of tea. Just be patient and listen to a few ads that we're going to play you. We're from Ramadan Special EVA 102.5 FM. Join us very, very shortly. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brothers and sisters. We are back on the ZED Breakfast Show, Ramadan special, EAVA 102.5 FM. Jazakallah khair for connecting with us again. I hope that you were not gone too far to start wondering, should I have a cup of tea? It's a breakfast show, and people start thinking about food, you know. So next year, maybe, Muhammad, we have to change the name, isn't it?
Change the name, the morning show.
Morning show, yeah, possibly, because the word breakfast is not apt for Ramadan. As somebody had sent me a message and told me that why do you call it a breakfast show? Because in the month of Ramadan, there's no breakfast.
Well, there is technically breakfast, but that's
Sehri time.
Sehri time.
Yeah.
But
So that's a debate for another day, isn't it, Mohammed?
yeah, I guess it is.
Maybe we get a scholar or two involved in that. Yeah. Now, just brothers and sisters, talking about scholars, comes to my mind every day we talk about dua for my brother, one and only Abdul Hamid. Now, if you are listening right now at your bedside, then do be sure to know that the whole of Leicester, everybody that we know all over, is making duas for your speedy recovery. So we have made a card here for him, which we're going to get it delivered sometime this evening, and after this particular session of the morning show, the breakfast show. I'm getting used to that already.
Yeah.
The morning show. I'm going to sign this card, and then we're going to get this delivered to him this evening.
Inshallah.
So this, Mohammed, you can sign this card off as well, can't you?
Yeah.
And they've got all these labels here, so before you go, you can sign it off. And you know Abdul Hamid very well, don't you? Or Brother Abid knows him.
Brother Abid knows him.
Yeah.
I met him at the City Retreat event
Yeah,
that he had a couple of days in before the unfortunate accident.
that's right, yeah.
But
Very inspiring.
Very inspiring. I loved the whole event. And I briefly met him, shook his hand and so on. But from when seeing him up on stage and doing his thing, alhamdulillah, very eloquent speaker, very exceptional, very down to earth. He's quite welcoming as well. He's got this warm aura about him, alhamdulillah. So
That's right, yeah. A real good magnet for the younger
good
people in
magnet,
our society, in our community. And one of the stories that I will share with you all is when I went to see him in the hospital, one of the surgeons, who was about 50 years old, he came over to me and he said, is he a member of your family? I said, yes, he is. He's more than family to us. And we explained to him the role that Abdul Hamid has at the city retreat.
Yeah.
And he then said, look, I've been listening to his lectures. He's a very inspirational young character, and I'm here to see him and look out for him. While he's here, I'll be checking on him.
alhamdulillah.
And that was very, very pleasing to hear, isn't it? And so on. So that was a good comment. So, brothers and sisters, if you want to sign this card, then do please come into the studio on 207 Evington Road, and we will then make sure that we get your name across there as well. Shabazz Khan, M. Kwan, my bro. There you are. That's a message from all of you. That is the actual name, alias M. Kwan, yeah. So Ramadan special on 102.5 FM. You are listening to the ZED on the breakfast show, or the morning show, which is going to be next year. But for now, we'll stay with that. Ramadan special, EAVA 102.5 FM. And Muhammad was saying that why do we repeat that? The reason we do that is many people, they don't know.
Yep.
They put the radio on and they say, what
am I listening to?
what am I listening to?
Yep.
Right? And then comes along ZED to remind them, 102.FM. And then they come to a point, after an hour, they say, it's in their head.
You've said it so many times, it sticks.
It sticks. That's what it's all about. But then, of course, after Ramadan, do you think, are you tuning in after Ramadan?
I tend to, when I'm in the car, I tend to tune into the radio during Ramadan. I am one of those guilty ones who do turn off and listen to my podcasts after Ramadan. But I know my mom tunes in. My mom tunes in as often as she can. Anytime there's any sort of Facebook Live or anything, my mom's always on it. And I'm always like, Mom, what are you listening to? And she's like, yeah, look, EAVA FM, or whether it's a City Retreat live stream or it's any sort of live stream that's going on in Leicester, my mom's connected.
She's connected.
She's connected. She's on there straight away. She's sharing with the whole family.
So
Yeah.
she is absolutely
She's
a
tuned
fair
in.
with smartphone.
Yeah.
There you go. We're gonna do a topic, right, on the usage of technology.
Yeah.
And I suppose, guys, all of you, if we use it in betterment, in development,
Yeah.
then it's good. But if we use it and we become addicted to it and it's doing us no good, then it's harmful. So this is where everybody will tell you that. Is a message here from someone. You're an asset to the community. Now that program is on tomorrow, brothers and sisters. AIC, we call it, Assets in the Community. On the program, we'll have another surprise guest for you. And we sort of have so many assets in the community that on a Saturday morning, it's impossible to put all of them into the studio. So we will have many people out there who want to say, right, they recommend, they contact me and they says, Zed, this person is an asset in the community. Then we'll bring him on.
Can I make a recommendation?
Go for it.
Shabazz Khan himself.
He's an asset in the
He's
community.
a massive asset to the community.
Yeah.
Only recently started working with him, but the things he does and the way he does things. So he runs something called One Step. Absolutely amazing. It's very good for all the youngsters and everybody to get involved. To have him on, definitely.
This is a different Shabazz Khan though.
Is it?
Yeah.
You sure?
That's right. Yeah, he's got a different alias as well. He's keep up the great work, Mohammed. There you are. He's a fan of yours as well.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah Shabazz.
Is it the same one?
I'm pretty sure it's the same one I'm thinking.
We have about 3 or 4 that connect with us.
Is it?
And now we've sort of got to identify which one is which, you know. So we'll put his screen up there.
That's him. That's the
him.
one.
We've got him. We've got him red-handed from his profile. We've identified him. We've connected with him, and that's the one. Yeah.
He's the one.
So we've put our ID on, and he's on there, right? So he's gone to Abu Dhabi, has he?
Oh no, he's based in Leicester himself.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's total confusion going on here in the studio with names.
I think they're two separate people.
Yeah, that's right. The hidden gems, of course they are. Yeah, so there you are. So there's many assets in the community, brothers and sisters. If you know of any, then please do connect them with us. And then what we do here, my producer will check their CV. He will check which nursery school they went to, primary school they went to, which secondary school they went to, what they have done to make a difference to others out there, right?
Yep.
And then that is when they become assets in the community, is when you have done some mad initiatives, right? MAD, mad. If you've done things to better somebody else out there, then you made a difference.
That's it.
Yeah?
If you change one person, it's like a butterfly effect.
That's right. We said in the beginning that this month our theme is MAD, M-A-D. So whatever you do is for the betterment of the community, and you do some serious community development work. You know, there's people to be looked after out there.
Yes, most definitely.
So, you know, Mohammed, one of the good suggestions that one of the girls sent over to us by text was to say that how many mosques do we have in Leicester? About 80.
Yeah.
Right? How many hours are they open a day? Mohammed, would you like to answer that question?
I think I'll decline on answering that. Some of them are open quite a bit. Some of them not so much, only during namaz time. But it would be good to have them open up a lot more. Yeah, I'd say about 4 or 5 hours a day maximum they're open.
They're open. So would you say that 18 hours a day they are closed?
When you put it like that, okay, so I'd say about 15, 16 hours a day they're closed.
Okay, so let's say an average of 18 hours. So what we said that if the lady had sent a message says that these mosques, if they were opened up in the mornings,
Yeah.
after the school run, the ladies could do up to Zohar time. They could put on many activities to offer support to the community, to set up a coffee morning club,
Yeah.
to maybe do an old people's gathering, so they
Yeah.
could have a get together, and they could have some food together. And these are the kind of initiatives that this young lady had recommended. And Mohammed, now you being a man of community, how would you put that practice into action?
I think we, as the Muslim community in Leicester, we have to look at what also works in other communities. So when we have a look at, for example, the Christian community and how the churches work, they usually have these breakfast mornings, and these little things that they do in the morning between the times of 10 and 12, which is absolutely perfect for the community because it builds engagement, it builds more love and so on within the community. So I think it's something that is definitely needed, but we just have to look at what works for other communities because it has been done out there. So if we look and we take inspiration from them and we go along the similar lines, because if it's working for them, if we follow sort of their guidelines, why would we fail? So
Of course, all of you young people out there, be inspired by the energy and the good ideas that Muhammad has got as well. That he's saying that if it works in other communities, it
Yep.
should work here
Yes, most definitely.
in Leicester. So if it only takes one particular mosque to take this lead on,
Yes.
and I find that the women in the community, they're very good organizers, and if the project is handed over to a couple of them, between them they could make it work,
Yes.
and they could make it work and they could make it happen, and that is without the involvement of the men in the committee of these mosques, because really these mosques, some of them are really fantastic buildings, aren't they?
Amazing.
Amazing. If you look at the mosque on Conduit Street in Leicester,
Masha is beautiful.
it's wonderful, and they have the infrastructure there
Yes.
as well, isn't it?
Yep.
To make this happen. So not all mosques have these facilities,
Yep.
but we have to, look more into this.
Yeah.
So
See,
all of you young people who are listening in out there, you are the game changers. You are the ones who can make it happen.
most definitely.
And for us, we have to create the platforms to enable the young people
Yes.
to achieve these objectives. So Muhammad, are you in or are you out?
I'm 100% in.
So how are you and I going to make a difference to make this happen?
Let's start speaking to a few masjids, see if they can get us to open their doors.
Yeah.
And I know a few sisters who are very, very well organized, who do a lot of these things. For example, these sisters, they go by the name Alfredos.
Yeah.
So they actually are doing our Ramadan bazaar for us. So they're very well organized. So they do something similar where they get sisters, who are refugees, asylum seekers, and so on. They bring them in, and they do like teaching classes and so on. So we can get them in. We've got other sisters who are very well organized, and they can come in and they can collaborate, and
Yeah.
these masjids can open their doors to them.
So how do we make this happen, Muhammad? Now we got to really put mind over matter on this.
I think we need to identify two things: the first masjid we're going to use, and the first group we're going to give the initiative to.
Right. So before we do that, Mohammed, we need to first of all check that they are not already doing that. So
Yep,
I
that's
think
true.
after me and Mohammed are having a live meeting on the breakfast show on EVA 102.5 FM and getting you, all of you listeners out there involved in this wonderful initiative, is to get on board the wonderful mosques that we have in the city of Leicester to open up their doors in the morning after the school run to the ladies.
Yeah.
Right. And then the ladies going to put forward initiatives like coffee morning and so on, and create some platforms there for the older people who
Yes.
can do a luncheon club. Now, a brother has just reminded me that on Thursdays they do this very well at the Mayman Centre. So if the Mayman Centre in Leicester will guide and advise
Yep.
and not share that good knowledge with us, then we'll be sad for it.
most
So I want the brothers who are listening in from the Mayman Club to come on board and to share with us how they set it all up.
Yeah.
What they might even fund and do more than that.
Do more than that. Just
Yeah.
push us in the right direction. I think that's all we need. But inshallah, if they're willing to do more, we're more than willing to. I'm excited for this now.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So now what I'll do, I'm going to connect you with the brothers that I know at the Mayman Club.
Yep.
Right. I'll first ring them up, check them up that due to GDPR regulations,
Yeah.
can I pass your number on?
Yep.
If they agree, I'll pass the numbers on to you, right? And then we will take it up from there. Here's a message from Omar Mohammed saying Darul Arqam have coffee mornings. So we're going to contact them as well.
Them as well,
Mohammed,
yes.
you're going to be a busy man.
Yes. Very busy.
Right.
Very busy.
Now, this is it. You see, guys, Human Appeal, they don't only do charity abroad, they have initiatives here, they have a team here who can
Yes.
make things happen here and make a difference happen here. And this is the commitment I like to see
Yep.
from the charities that have got young, aspiring young men like you, Muhammad, can make a difference.
Yeah, they say, charity starts from home. If my home is not correct, how can I go out and help? So, but we still go out and help. We're not saying we won't do that, but obviously we want to make sure our city is at the best of its abilities and so on. So, inshallah, these little ventures that we have going on, that they'd be amazing just to bring Leicester up a bit.
Of course, now, if Muhammad, you and I have now taken this challenge on, we have
Yep.
to see it through. And if you can read that message by Amin Abi Sidat.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum salam. Jazakallah for this talk, as I think it should be open certain times for me reverts so they don't get isolated, and a base where they can meet with other sisters. Different times for men as well. That is actually a very good idea.
Of course,
Very
yeah.
good idea.
Now, this initiative goes more and beyond just a coffee club, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a coffee morning. It's more than that. It is, you know what? They always call it a coffee morning, but they're always having tea there. What's going on, Mohammed? You know? So what we're saying is that we also do this like a bit of a luncheon
Yes.
gathering
No, definitely.
for them, and that's a wonderful idea. And of course, there's quite a lot involved, but we need to put something together
Yeah.
to make this initiative work and happen. So all of you listeners out there, if you're in, then put your right hand up, right? And
My right hand's
and
up.
then contact us here at the studio on 0116 212 9324, or you can text us on 07450 925 if you are one of the aspiring young people who want to take part in this, or even if you're a mother or a father, if you want to assist, then give us your details, and then we shall signpost to the correct organization like Human Appeal,
Yep.
for example, who will take this on. And I hope that other charities also get involved.
Most definitely. See, I'm of the thinking that if I can work with another charity, that's two brains rather than one. So if any other charities, out there, Human Appeal, are willing to collaborate, and we can bring in the reverts, the non-Muslims, inshallah, as well. Give them a bit of dahwa, inshallah, in a light form, but keep it within the Islamic boundaries and so on, and do these things. Other charities, I'd love to work with.
That's right, yeah. And that there's a lot of blessing in doing things together, isn't it?
Definitely.
And so on. So we need, there are many, many organizations here in Leicester who can make a difference. And for us, we want to use this platform of the radio to get them all energized, right? And the brother here, Margoob, has said, what about the non-Muslims? Well, we can engage them.
Them as well.
Because we have a center, we have the mosque, and we can engage them. That a mosque is a building that is accessible to even them, because the mosques themselves have another building where they carry out these activities. So, for example, if you see Masjid Omar, which is just up the road to us, they have a separate community center on Kerrelston Street, and they will be open to that as well. So I think, guys, if we get our heads together, we can make these initiatives happen. And
most definitely.
Muhammad is here to contribute his time. And Muhammad, time, and again I say the word time.
Yeah.
Why do I say that, Muhammad?
Because it's going and we can't get it back, so we've got to make the most of it.
Exactly. This time will not come back. Every minute of the day has to be utilized, and if we waste it, then we are going to be sad for it.
Yep, most definitely. You always regret what you've lost. You don't regret what you're going to lose. So we got to make sure the next minutes are used wisely rather than squandering them like we have with previous minutes.
We've only got 5 minutes left before the program ends. Otherwise, I was going to swap places with Muhammad, because I like to sit on the other side listening to him. He has certainly inspired me today with a lot of good ideas and his commitment to these good initiatives. So Shabazz Khan has sent us a very long message there. Muhammad, I leave the long ones to you.
Well said, Muhammad. It's all about unity. I definitely agree. And your approach is special. We've become so divided,
Decided.
decided, trying to do our own things that people don't realize if we work together how powerful we could be. Same applies to mosque and community projects. We all need to come together and make things happen. I totally agree, Shabazz.
Of course, guys, I'm telling you that in this particular community of this wonderful, beautiful city of champions called Leicester,
Yes.
right, we have these initiatives which have been running. You know, your father, your grandfather, when they came, they had different challenges
Yes.
at that time. You know, at that time, the challenges were different, but the spirit was still there to work together as a team and so on. So this is ongoing. It's never going to be different.
No.
But to actually make it happen is a challenge.
Massive
The
challenge.
thought has been there for past generations as
Yes.
well. But then everything happens in your time zone of life. So, Muhammad, you are in the second time zone of your life.
Yeah.
A time zone is 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60,
Yeah.
and 60 to 80. And that's your time zone.
Time zones, yeah.
So, you are in time zone 2. Now, you cannot do in time zone 2 what you did in time zone 1.
Yep. And I cannot do what I did in time zone 2 that I used to do. Yeah. Yeah. So I got a bit confused there.
I got you there, didn't I?
You got me there. You got me there.
Hi. That's the fun of being here on the ZED Breakfast Show. You're listening to us on 102.5 FM. So, brothers and sisters, when we are in our time zone 2 or 3 is irrelevant, right? We have to do our different duties
Yeah.
in that particular time zone that we have. Because when you're in time zone 3, you have a lot of experience. You have
Yes.
knowledge. You have, maybe you are blessed, Allah has blessed you with some cash in pocket
Yep.
as well. Yeah? And then that's what you have to do is use that to empower others and make a difference.
Most definitely.
Are we on the same page, Muhammad?
Definitely.
Give us a 5, Muhammad. There you are, right?
There you go.
Muhammad has probably been one of my top guests here. But you know, yesterday we had a wonderful guest called Rizwan.
Yeah.
This guy, he was like a Duracell ever-ready battery.
Going.
He was going, man. He was flowing.
Yeah?
He was telling us about things, you know, that how to become a gamer, where to go for that. This guy was well tuned in
We need more people like
to
that.
guide young people in the world of technology,
Yeah.
in IT. So we put a challenge out to say that bring it on. If you have it, bring it to the studio, come and engage with me
Yep.
and share your good work that you do or your knowledge. Share your knowledge,
That's
Muhammad.
it.
If you have knowledge, you can't take it with you. You have to
Share it
always
while you're here.
dispel it here,
Yeah.
right? So we have a new producer in the studio. He's disappeared the time screen. Then we have no clue what the time is. And then they're going to complain to us, Mohammed, that you are
There
not
we go.
following the time. See, Mohammed, tell everybody listening in how much time we have
We've
left.
got 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining. So taking 49, 48.
Now, me and Mohammed, we're going to share that 1 minute 45 seconds. So, Mohammed, you go first.
In what sense?
In what sense is to give your thoughts to the world listening out there right now?
I personally think we should all definitely work together. That's one of the reasons why I joined Human Appeal. Let's be one is our tagline for this Ramadan, and you know, with our bazaars coming up today and this weekend, and we know we have an iftar today later on. Like you
What
said,
time is your iftar, Mohammed?
So-
That's the interesting one. Let's go for it.
so the iftar will start inshallah about 8 o'clock. Well, not
Mohammed,
start
it
eating.
would help a lot if you sort of tell me the menu as well, because you know people will flock to it, Mohammed, to your iftar.
The menu is a bit of a surprise to us as well, but it will be at Asli Zaika on Uppingham Road. So this is another project that has been taken on by a couple of sisters.
Mohammed, after this radio show, that Asli Zaika is not going to be big enough, right? You need a big demand
That's
for
it,
hall
that's it. We
for
need
the
a big
people that
hall.
will attend there, right?
But alhamdulillah, if you can't make it to the iftar, come down to the bazaar. The bazaar is amazing. You know, you bring together this group of women called Al Firdaus, and you see what they can do, and they put together bazaars every single year without fail, and it's packed to the brim, especially on the final day. So it's running from today till Sunday.
Right,
It's
guys, we
absolutely
got
packed.
23 seconds to go. We got that social media show. We're going to put that on.
Yep.
I'm going to look at that with my producers. And my group is saying my friend has a make an app called Muslim Ally and also is a student of computer science. 7 seconds to go, brothers and sisters. I'll join you tomorrow on the Assets in the Community. Jazakallah khair, 102.5 FM. On time.
Bang on.